When I was first watching the trailer, it looked interesting enough. An action game with cute little monsters fighting bigger ones. Then I got here, the monster customization, and it sent me way over the edge, and I immediately bought the game. But after beating it, is the game worth it? Well, let's get into that. So, what is this game? From the trailer, I got Pokemon Cross with God of War, and I think that holds up to an extent. It's an action game where you level up and customize your monsters before taking them on missions. While I was expecting to be able to pick from 3 Voidlings in the beginning, you instead are given your first Voidling and can then evolve them into dozens of different forms that each unlock a new perk and look for that Voidling. While there are only 9 types of Voidlings, this is where things get really interesting and where you can start getting a huge variety of personalized characters. Each species of Voidling has their own skill tree that applies to every Voidling of that species moving forward. While each Voidling has access to 2 elemental types, you can find golden eggs on every single level that will unlock a special version of one of the monsters that you have that will have a unique perk that you can't get otherwise. And then you have monster breeding. You'll use this once you unlock it so that you can have Voidlings that start with higher than 1 in every single stat. If I play through this game again from the beginning, this is where I would spend the majority of my currency that you get as you play through the levels. Breeding allows you in just a couple of generations to create some really powerful monsters. But this is it right here. This is what caused me to actually buy the game in the first place. They call it gene splicing. And when you do this and fully customize your Voidling, you'll have access to 3 perks instead of 1. Now, you'll no longer be able to breed with that monster, so you'll want to be near the end of the game to get the most out of them. You want to make sure they're level 20, and they're a generation 4 or 5 monster with very high starting stats. And this is quickly where I spent all of my time and energy reading every single perk that I had unlocked so far, just to see if I could make a certain ridiculously broken build. But as you can see, with around 20 hours on the game, I've got a lot of evolutions, I've done a lot of breeding, and I still have not unlocked a lot of the perks and visuals for the Voidlings. So I would say, if you're into buildcraft in your games, this one would definitely reward you for taking the time to do that. You'll spend most of the game doing the story missions as this guy, the Void Wrangler, who can take control over these Voidlings. And your missions come in the form of adventure levels and wave survival missions. There's enough variety between these overall mission types to keep the entire story mode really fun. And as you progress through the game, you'll visit different planets, which are all gorgeous. When I was playing through this game, I figured they must have an army of artists working on this with as good as it looks, with all the different monster visuals that they have and all the enemy types. As it turns out, this entire game was made by 9 people, which I would have guessed around 30 to 35 made something. When I was in my game design capstone this last semester, we had 7 of us in the class who made a demo. It was not close to this level. I am guessing, however, that these 9 people on the Voidling Bound team are all experts in their field, where we were just all students. While you're playing through the story mode, I think the controls are excellent. I had no issue with any of that, and the music was pretty fantastic, especially on the final level. But then once you're done with all of that and you get to the end game, which is the Abyss level, which is an endless grind where you play level after level until you either die and lose everything, or you can leave and keep what you've earned so far. While this is an okay endgame so far, and it does motivate you to make busted builds, it grows stale pretty quickly. I would love to see some kind of New Game Plus mode, where you can replay all of the story missions and all the enemies are 1 or more levels higher than the max level. I think this would incentivize you to play earlier missions with good rewards and make it a bit easier to hunt for certain Voidlings that you may have missed. I would also like to see a no HUD switch of some kind on the game. I'd love to be able to get rid of the heads-up displays so I could just record the levels and how beautiful they are. I also think it would be super cool if you could just hold down a button like the back button or the start button to get rid of and bring back the HUD. Overall, I would highly recommend this. I had a great time playing through it. While I do wish there was more to be done in the end game and more incentive to unlock everything in the game, I think it's really nice that I can play this game and take a break from it. When so many games have a live service, you play forever kind of situation. And while this game is only on PC at the moment, they are working on bringing it to console. And at that time, I think they're going to have more updates. You'll have a great time if you see this on PlayStation or Xbox. I personally have around 25 hours on the game total, and I think at this point I'm going to take a break from it. But I'm very excited to come back after the team has released more tweaks, more optimizations, and more endgame content. I hope you like this take for Voidling Bound, and be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. I didn't want to do a full technical review of the game. I really wanted to have more stuff for you to discover if you decided to play this. As usual, I'll leave all the links that you need below in the description box, and I'll see you in the next video.